Yo, what's up, guys? It's Cone back here again today with another nightly recap of the NBA. And this is now my second time recording it. Man, I cannot get anything on the first try. I finished recording it, or I was about to finish. My computer said I ran out of space. I went to delete files to clear up space. I deleted the recording. It was like 11 minutes long. So I'm going to give this another go because I want to get this video out to you guys because I'm interested in talking about the games. Specifically, as you can probably tell from the title, I'm not sure what I'm naming this yet, but it's about the Indiana Pacers. I'll go ahead and start getting into the games after I quickly say, let me know what type of content you want to see on this channel. Obviously, it's going to be all basketball related stuff, but I want to get your input because you guys are the ones who watch the videos. So let me know if you want to see like quizzes or like reactions to like articles or something like that. Like, let me know if you have any ideas for content you want to see. And if I end up doing one of your ideas, I'll shout you out in a video. So just go ahead and leave that below. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications, stuff like that. I also tweet out all of my videos as soon as they go live. So check out my Twitter at 3_cone for more of that and just other basketball talk stuff. But anyways, getting into the games tonight. Start with the Sixers and the Heat. Heat didn't have all their guys. I hate watching teams have to play without all their guys because I know that it's tough. It's clear how difficult it is for the Heat. Missing Bam, missing Jimmy, Goran, all that stuff. And they got absolutely destroyed by the Sixers tonight, 125-108. The Sixers are really good, and like I said, with the Heat not having all those players, they just didn't stand a chance tonight. They did put up a really good fight with even a lesser squad the other day, and they just didn't have that tonight, especially with the Sixers bringing back like Tobias Harris to come back into the mix. They had some other guys come back, Shake Milton, for example, who had an amazing game, 31 points. He's one of my favorite players in the NBA, just period, in general. I love Shake Milton for some reason. I like that he's a guy who, he was near going undrafted. He went in the very late second round, and he's come out, he's proved himself, he's a baller, and I think he's really important to that Sixers team. I did want to talk a little bit about Ben Simmons, who's been getting a lot of hate on my timeline recently, and I want to say that I think Simmons doesn't need to score as much as people think he does. He is a great player, even if he's not scoring, because he's like a Draymond Green type guy. And I think that could be the role he plays for this Sixers team, and they can still be very successful. For example, Ben Simmons, he's a great playmaker. He plays defensive player of the year level defense like Draymond did for those Warriors teams. And he still kind of tries to do that now, even though it's lesser so. He is a great rebounder. He's just a smart player in general, and he gets those guys involved. So when you have scorers like Shake Milton, who's starting to emerge, and you have a Tyrese Maxey, who's starting to emerge as a great scorer, you don't need Ben Simmons to do all that stuff. So even if he averages only 14, 15 points per game, he does so many other things that you have to look for, when you watch him play, that just makes life hell for the other team. So don't jump on Ben Simmons too much for scoring. I don't think he needs to score as much as people say he does. I could be wrong, but I still think the Sixers can be successful even with him not scoring that much, especially if this production from Maxey and Shake Milton and guys like Seth Curry, who has been shooting the lights out of the ball, Joel Embiid's been incredible. With all these offensive options, honestly, it might be in Simmons' best interest and the team's best interest for Simmons to get those guys involved, kind of stay out of the way at sometimes, and then at some points during the game, he can just say, all right, screw it, I'm going to take over for a couple minutes, get a few dunks, slash to the rim a few times, especially if he tricks the team into looking that he's going to pass, if they're kind of get lulled to sleep, Simmons has passed every other time, dashes to the rim, gets a quick dunk, stuff like that could be huge for his team. So I just wanted to give my take on Simmons because people have really been destroying him on the timeline recently. Then you've got Hornets Raptors, really close game. Big game from Chris Boucher, who needs to start. I don't know why Nick Nurse is taking so long to start him. He had 25 and 10 today. He's so good. I wish he was younger because this Raptors team could really use him as part of their young core if they were going to blow it up eventually. Fortunately, he's 28, so he's in his prime right now. I don't know. I'm just happy for him that he's excelling coming out of the G League. The Raptors' player development is unparalleled in the NBA, at least at this point. The Spurs are also up there. You got a team like the Heat, but the Raptors, man, they just find these gems everywhere. They make amazing use of the G League. Because if you don't know, Chris Boucher is a former G League MVP, G League Defensive Player of the Year, and at this rate, he's going to win Sixth Man of the Year too. Hornets are really fun to watch. LaMelo's really good. I've said this multiple times, but if you need a team to watch the Hornets. The Hornets are really fun, and if you there's no team that you want to other game that you want to watch right now, your team's not playing, pull up a stream of the Hornets. They're fun. Then you also have the Rockets and Spurs. That was a pretty good game. It came like right down to the wire. DeMar DeRozan missed a shot at the end to try and tie it up, just barely missed. It was a fadeaway mid-range, which is like DeMar DeRozan's bread and butter, just barely rolled out, so you can't ask for much more. But the Rockets played really hard without James Harden. Christian Wood's amazing. He was super fun to watch tonight. You had Jayshawn Tate ball out. You had Sterling Brown get extended minutes because Oladipo's still not there, who they got in the James Harden trade from the Pacers, who we're going to talk about, like I said, in a couple minutes. But this Rockets team just plays hard, and it's nice to see. They didn't even have John Wall tonight for this win. It was good to see them get a win. It's good to see them move on from the James Harden situation and immediately be like, all right, we're a team. We're going to play winning basketball. We're not going to let this deter us from trying to compete, and they didn't tonight, so shout out to them. I tweeted this out earlier. I don't know what Christian Wood's ceiling is. I'm just going to enjoy watching him hit it. The Spurs, Keldon Johnson balled out. I wish they would trade DeMar DeRozan and Aldridge and just let Keldon Johnson, Lonnie Walker, DeJounte Murray, just let those young guys take over, do whatever the hell they want, tank in this super stacked draft class, and try and pick up like a Cade Cunningham or a Jalen Suggs or whatever to try and bring to that team, or even an Evan Mobley could be huge, literally because he's a giant man. But I don't think that they're going to. I don't know how long Pop has in his coaching career left. He is pretty old. Pop seems like a guy to just one day be like, all right, I'm going to retire. Kind of like Tim Duncan did. He was just like, all right, I'm going to retire and not go for like a farewell tour or anything like that. So I don't know when he's going to retire. I just hope that this Spurs team doesn't try and win for too long where they screw themselves and end up in purgatory somehow. I don't know. I just want to see these young guys ball out. Then, second to the last game, we had the Warriors and Nuggets. Jokic got a triple-double. He's really good. Bol has been in the starting lineup the past couple games. He's looked pretty good. He's not putting up crazy stats or anything like that, but he's been a decent, impactful player. He doesn't play very much minutes either, but 9 minutes, 30 seconds. He had 4 points and a rebound and a block. He had some time. I would like to see him play more minutes, to be honest, but that's just the selfish basketball fan in me because Bol's a unicorn. Curry's balling out. James Wiseman had a great game tonight. Same with Wiggins, but Curry's obviously the story of this team. I really wish they had Clay because this team's playing about right where I thought they would, right around that 500 mark right now with Curry, Wiggins, Oubre, Wiseman, Draymond. I just wish that they had Clay because the chemistry, I miss it so much between Curry and Clay. Curry has those nights, most nights where it's like, man, I wish Curry had like a little bit more help because if they had Clay, this team could be really dangerous. They miss his defense. They miss his shooting, especially with the way Kelly Oubre's been shooting to start the season. It's terrible, but I guess they're just going to have to keep trying to play it out. Curry's looked like an MVP so far. I just don't think his team's going to have the record for it. So that's going to kind of hinder his case there. Get well soon, Clay. Finally, we have the Trailblazers and the Pacers game. Pacers, the team I want to talk about. But first, on the Blazers side, they got blown out, lost by 24 points. Given Yusuf Nurkic did leave the game pretty decently early on with a broken wrist. Prayers up to Yusuf Nurkic, man. It sucks. He's super fun to watch, and he has flashes of being like a top 5 center almost when he's healthy. He just can't seem to stay healthy. He had that big leg injury not a few months ago. Actually, like, wow, it's been forever ago, like over a year ago at this point. And he just came back in time for the bubble, but he has gotten hurt again. It sucks, man. I really like watching Yusuf Nurkic play. And honestly, without him, this Blazers team really isn't going anywhere. So I hope he gets back soon. I hope Dame and crew can hold down the fort in the meantime. I guess we'll see. Pacers side of the ball, though, the Pacers are good. And I think what I am going to title this video, I mentioned earlier I wasn't sure. I think I'm going to title this something along the lines of the Pacers are going to give someone hell in the playoffs. Because this Pacers team is crazy. Like, they're really, really good. I think they're just a tier below that contender status. I don't think they're up there with, like, a Brooklyn or a Milwaukee or a Philly or a Boston. I think those have been, like, the top 4 teams in the East so far. But, man, this Pacers team is fun. And the only reason I think that they're below those teams is star power. They have a lot of good players, but they don't have that guy like a Jason Tatum or a Jaylen Brown, who have both been really good. They don't have a Ben Simmons or a Joel Embiid. They don't have a KD, Kyrie, or a Harden, who are now all on the same team. They don't have a Giannis. They're just missing that guy, like that superstar guy for their team. But who knows? Maybe at some point they could get that. But even without one, Malcolm Brogdon, he should be an all-star this season. If it were today, Brogdon might start at the point guard position for the All-Star game. That's how good he's been. He's an amazing passer, he's really improved at scoring. He was always efficient, but now he's doing it at even higher volume, which is big for him. He's a great defender too. He just does everything. And him being that Swiss Army knife really opens the game up for this Pacers team. Like, you have so many guys who score. You've got Miles Turner with 11. You have Sabonis, who also had 23 in addition to Malcolm Brogdon's 25. You have Justin Holiday with 11, Edmund Sumner with 7, Doug McDermott with 6, T.J. McConnell with 4, Aaron Holiday with 6. Like, all these players are getting these shots, and Brogdon's a huge piece of that because he distributes the ball really well, and he gets everyone involved in the game, which is a huge, like, I'm really happy to see Brogdon succeed. UVA flag in the background, UVA alum Malcolm Brogdon, shout out to him. Additionally, you've got Domantas Sabonis, who should be an All-Star this year. Again, he was an All-Star last season for the first time. Former Thunder player, happy to see him succeed. Same with Doug McDermott, also a former Thunder player, I'm happy to see succeed. Miles Turner blocks the hell out of the ball. He's been an amazing defender so far this season. He's always been a solid defender, but up to this point, he's just blocking the hell out of shots. He's really important for them. And this team also has Jeremy Lamb coming back from injury soon. He's been out with an injury for a long time now. I think he's supposed to be coming back within the next week or so look out for that too, because he's just going to make this team even deeper. For a team that's already decently deep, they do have a couple holes at the end of that bench. Like, I'd like to see them replace a couple guys, which also hurts them a little bit. But outside of that, they also have Karis LeVert coming in, who they got from the James Harden trade that they sent Oladipo off to the Rockets. Brought back Karis LeVert, who might have a little bit more, like, a higher ceiling than Victor Oladipo. He's not as consistent, but I think LeVert at this point in their careers has more pop-off potential, where he could just go off for like 35 in a game, which a team like the Pacers might need if some of their guys go cold, if they reach the playoffs and some of the guys kind of shrink in the spotlight a little bit, although I don't think they will. This is a pretty seasoned team. But these Pacers, man, they're going to give some team hell. And the recording just cut out again. Cool. Like I was saying, if they fall to that 5 spot, that 4 seed's going to have a hard time. And the Pacers could very easily push whoever they play in the first round, no matter who it is. It's like a 7 game series because they're really tough. They play hard as hell every single night. And they're a team of guys who I might think they're not contenders. I guarantee you those guys in Indiana think that they're a contending team. And that's really what you need. You need that attitude. Their coach makes them play hard. Shout out to him, Nate Majorkin. I can't really say his name, but he's been really good for them. They need a change from Nate McMillan. They're playing well. And I just feel like the Pacers deserve that shout out because they're good, man. They might not win the chip, but like I said, they might upset some team. There might be some fan base that's going to go like, man, how the hell did we lose to the Indiana Pacers? Because they didn't watch this video. And if they say that, show them this video. So with that being said, I think that's about all I wanted to say. I'm sorry for that weird cut. Like I said, my computer sucks and it just keeps cutting out. With that being said, I will see you guys